Welcome everyone. In our previous session, we have completed the heat recovery system, and in today's session I would like to start new topic called cogeneration. So let me begin with the cogeneration. So what do you mean by cogeneration? Cogeneration means generation of different form of energy just by using only one energy as an input. For example, let's say if I require electricity as well as thermal energy, then I have possibility of production of thermal energy as well as electricity just by using one energy resource, that is fuel or coal. Clear? So what are the benefits of the cogeneration? How to incorporate cogeneration in existing plant, and what are the different types of the cogeneration? Okay, all those topics I would like to cover in today's session. So let me begin with the first one, that is the need, or you can say definition and advantage of cogeneration. So from the definition point of view, you can say the cogeneration, or sometimes it's known as the combined heat and power, is defined as a sequential generation of two different forms of useful energy from a single primary energy source, typically the mechanical energy and the thermal energy. Here the given diagram depicts the cogeneration system as well as our traditional system. If you observe the traditional power production system, you might notice that for the production of the electricity as well as for the production of the thermal energy, we have supplied 158% of the fuel, out of which the 110% of the fuel is supplied for the production of the electricity, while the 48% is supplied to produce the thermal energy. Okay. Again, in given diagram you can see that even though we supplied the total 158%, but we obtained 44% electricity in output and 43% of energy as a thermal energy. Okay, so you can say roughly we have 87% of energy is in output, while the remaining source of the energy is purely wastage. If you observe, then you can say that there is a 66% loss inside the boiler, or you can say during the steam generation, while only 5% losses is there in production of the thermal energy, that is heat. So from the diagram point of view, you can say just by providing individual resources to particular utility, there is a pure wastage. So to tackle this problem, we can incorporate the cogeneration system, and if you observe the above diagram, particularly cogeneration, in cogeneration you might find that we have only one utility, okay, in which we have supplied only 100% of fuel, and out of which we are producing the 44% of the electricity, while 43% of the heat, and having losses which is equivalent to, you can say, only 12%. So with the help of cogeneration, we are able to produce the different output, whether we require thermal energy or electricity. I mean to say different output. We can also require the cooling system, but right now we will not discuss this thing. But you can say right now, let's say I require only thermal energy and the electricity. So to produce both the energy simultaneously, it's quite good to supply only one primary energy source. Okay, so that we are able to avoid the losses. So it is all about the cogeneration. I think now it's clear to you. Whenever any person asks regarding cogeneration, you just need to say cogeneration is nothing but it is a system in which we are producing two or three different type of energy output just by supplying one energy input, that is primary energy source. Clear? Now next I would like to discuss the classification of cogeneration plant. Generally the cogeneration plant is classified in two categories, topping cycle and bottoming cycle. As I told you, cogeneration is all about the generation of the two different energies simultaneously just by using one primary energy source. And generally in most of the plant, the two different output source that we require to produce are electricity and the thermal energy. So for example, if the electricity is our first priority and the thermal energy is our second priority, then this type of plants are considered under the category of topping cycle plant, or you can say the plant in which our prime motto is to produce the electricity, and because of the wastage we can have a thermal energy with us. So this type of plants are known as a topping cycle plant, while the bottoming cycle plant are the type of plant in which our prime motto is to produce the thermal energy, and whatever the losses that is generated from the production of this thermal energy is utilized to produce the steam and then electricity. So this type of the plants comes under the category of the bottoming cycle plant, or you can say this type of plants are known as bottoming cycle plant. Clear to all? Topping means you need to remember just two things. In topping plant, our main motto is to produce the electricity, while our secondary motto is to produce the thermal energy. While in the case of the bottoming plant, our main aim is to produce the thermal energy, and we generate the electricity from the losses that is produced from the generation of the thermal energy. Okay, so it is all about the bottom cycle and the top cycle plant. Now next I would like to discuss the topping cycle plant here briefly. In topping cycle plant, as I told you, our main motto is to produce the electricity. So for the production of the electricity, here we have gas turbine power plant. So air is supplied to the compressor, then after compressed air is passed to the combustion chamber where it gets mixed with the fuel, and because of the mixing with the fuel there is a initiation of the combustion. So there is the production of extreme high pressure and temperature gas. Now this gas is supplied to the turbine, okay, and because of the expansion in turbine we have net work, and this work we utilize to produce the electricity, which is our prime motto in topping cycle. Now whatever the amount of the gases that is leaving from the turbine, we do not dump these gases directly inside the atmosphere, but we utilize this gas for the process heating application. Okay, so here you can see we have supplied the waste gases that is generated from the turbine to the heat recovery unit, where we supply the water from the pump, and because of the heat transfer phenomenon between the exhaust gas and the supply water, that is the generation of the steam, and this steam we can utilize for any process. So it is all about the topping cycle plant. In topping cycle plant, our main aim is to produce the electricity, and our secondary aim is to produce the thermal energy. Okay. Now next one is the bottoming cycle plant. In bottoming cycle plant, as I told you, our main motto is to produce the thermal energy. So here you can see, here we have a process, okay, particular, let's say combustion process. Because of the combustion process, there is a generation of the thermal energy which we supply to the particular process. Clear? Whether heating process, in textile industries, or you can say in casting process, whatever process may be any. Okay. Now, so after the execution of the process, there might be some thermal energy content with the exhaust gas. Now we supply this exhaust gas to the heat recovery system, waste heat recovery system. We are supplying feed water, so that water will absorb the heat from the waste gas and convert into the steam. Again we supply this steam to the steam turbine, where the steam is getting expanded and produce the electricity. Okay, so it is all about the bottoming cycle plant. In bottoming cycle plant, our main motto is to produce the thermal energy, okay, and while the secondary motto is to produce the electricity. And again this electricity is produced because of the waste heat recovery system in which we utilize the waste energy of the exhaust gases. Clear? It is all about the bottom cycle cogeneration plant. Now I would like to discuss the overall performance of the plant. So in order to calculate the overall performance of the plant, you need to remember certain equation. And those equations you can say are empirical kind of equation because derivation is not in our syllabus. So you can say overall plant heat rate in kilocalorie per kilowatt hour is equal to be mass flow rate of the steam multiplied by enthalpy difference divided by the power output. Then second one is overall plant fuel rate, that is kg per kilowatt hour is equal to, you can say, fuel consumption in kg per hour divided by power output in kilowatt. Okay, so these two equations you need to remember. Generally the examples are not in our syllabus, but you need to know this equation. The next, steam turbine performance is equal to, you can say, turbine efficiency, which is nothing but the actual enthalpy drop divided by isentropic enthalpy drop. This thing you have already studied in thermodynamics during the discussion of the Rankine cycle. Now next one is trigeneration. So now what do you mean by trigeneration? You can say trigeneration is the generation of three different energy output just by supplying one primary energy source. Again, the trigeneration means the generation of the three different energy output by supplying only one primary energy source. For example, here in gas turbine, we supplied air. Compressor will compress the air and supply it to the combustion chamber. Inside the combustion chamber, because of the supply of the fuel, there is a initiation of the combustion, and at the outlet we will get extreme high pressure, high temperature gas. Now this gas is supplied to the turbine. As the turbine rotates, what obvious, we are able to produce the electricity via generator. So electricity is our first output. Now whatever the gases that are leaving from the turbine is supplied to heat recovery heat exchanger, where we supply external water. Now water will absorb the heat from the exhaust gas, or you can say waste gas, and as a result of which water is converted into the steam. Now this steam is supplied to the particular process. So the steam is our second output. Now for the third output, you can say the half amount of the steam is required to be extracted from the pipeline, and this steam is supplied to the absorber, or you can say chiller, to produce the cooling effect. We have observed the vapor absorption cycle in thermodynamics, in which we also discussed that the vapor absorption system require heating medium in order to operate complete cycle. So we can utilize the steam in order to produce the refrigeration effect. So here we have three forms of energy: electricity, then after heat energy in the form of steam, and cooling energy that we produce by using the steam, certain amount of steam particularly. So we have three output energy, and we have supplied only one primary energy source, that is fuel. Okay, so trigeneration plant is a type of plant in which we will get three different output just by using only one energy sources. So it is all about the trigeneration. Now next I would like to discuss the micro turbine. The micro turbine nowadays mostly used to in, you can say, every place. Particularly in America, the McDonald's is having the micro turbine in order to have electricity in, you can say, restaurant. So here you can see we have configuration of the turbine. It is a quite compact unit having a combustion chamber, turbine, all are enclosed in one specific closed vessel. So from the operation point of view, it's quite similar to that of the gas turbine. Here you can see the air enter from the bottom part. As the air enter, what is going to be happen? It's come into the contact with the exhaust gas that is coming from the top side, and because of which the air is getting preheated. Now this preheated air is supplied to the combustion through the annulus. Just observe diagram carefully, you will get clear idea. and also observe the arrow on diagram. So because of the heat transfer phenomenon, the air will getting heated, and now this preheated air is supplied to the combustion chamber. And again, this air is coming from the annulus of the unit. Thus observe diagram. Now this preheated air is mixed with the fuel which is coming from the top side. Thus observe the marking of the fuel in diagram. So as the air is getting mixed with the fuel, there is the initiation of the combustion, and because of the high pressure and high temperature, there is a sudden impact on the turbine blade, and because of this we are able to produce the mechanical energy that we will utilize to drive the generator in order to produce electricity. So it is all about the micro turbine, which is quite compact unit. Secondary, its maintenance cost is quite less because the different unit like combustion chamber, then after gas turbine, preheater, all are combined in one single unit. But from the possibility of the power generation point of view, you can say it can produce only up to 50 kilowatt of the power. So it is you can say, so it is the practical limit of this device. But right now we have lots of application of the micro turbine, and in USA particularly, lots of people are using micro turbine in restaurant. Okay, clear? So it is all about the today's session. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next session.